From Miller Waldrop Studios, this is Campus Live.
What's up, Campus Live fans? Logan here in the Miller Waldrop Studios to welcome you to the inaugural episode of the Guns Blazin Podcast. I'm your host, Logan, with my co-host, Lane. And for our inaugural episode, we have a very special guest in the office, the athletic director of Texas Tech University, Mr. Kirby Hocutt. Kirby, how you doing on this Thursday morning?
Logan, I am doing great. Lane, appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. And, on a week like this, we have a big game this week, 100-year anniversary of Texas Tech football. New jerseys coming out this week. What does a typical game week look like for you?
They're all different.
Yeah.
Every game week's different. This one, homecoming always adds an extra flair to it. There's always events that are taking place. The Texas Tech Foundation board is in town. I'm meeting with them right after we do this podcast. So no two game weeks are ever the same. They're all exciting, but I don't think there's been a time in recent history that there's been more excitement for Texas Tech football or Texas Tech, the brand in general. So it's a fun weekend ahead.
Yes, sir. I totally agree. Like you're saying, there's a ton of events. You've been a part of a lot of events while at Texas Tech, a lot of hirings. But what is that one moment that sticks out to you in your journey here from where you started to where you are now that really stands out to you?
Wow, that's a big question. I guess the one moment over my career span. That's a really good question. It's one that makes you think on the spot quickly. There's been a lot. I've been at Texas Tech almost 15 years, and that has gone so fast. Y'all will learn as you get older how fast the years seem to go. But my mind wants to take me to a couple of events over the last 15 years. As somebody who grew up playing sports and playing college football and then aspiring to be an athletics director, you always dream of taking your basketball team to the Final Four. And that journey to Minneapolis, I remember walking in to the shoot-around that day and just seeing the thousands of people there. And I remember so vividly that Monday night before tip-off, right, against Virginia, and just the excitement level. My mind goes to the first time that we went to Omaha in baseball. I remember walking from the hotel to the ballpark and was walking with Dale Redmond, who is a great Red Raider, and just that moment was special. Winning national championships in track and field, one in Austin, there on the field at their track, and you could see the state capitol over our shoulders, or winning another track and field national championship in Boston was special. So all of those moments are just special, and ones that you, more than the game, the event itself, it's the people that were around you, the people that you shared that journey with is where my mind goes to that really good question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and let's talk about your journey a little bit. You started off at the University of Ohio. You were only 33 years old when you got your first athletic director job. And after leaving the University of Miami and coming to Texas Tech, what's something about Lubbock that you have just loved in your tenure being here?
That it's become home. So I'm a native Texan. I was born in San Antonio, grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So always wanted to come back to the state of Texas. And I was the athletics director at Miami, as you said, for 3 years. And when Gerald Myers announced his retirement, looked at this as an opportunity for me to return home, even though it's 5.5, 6 hours from where I grew up. But what has happened over the last 15 years that I've enjoyed the most is just Lubbock has become home. I think when you talk to Diane, my wife, she would not leave here for anything. When you talk to Drew, my oldest son, who's 23, who is soon to have 2 degrees from Texas Tech, my youngest son, Brooks, will graduate with his bachelor's degree in May. Lubbock, Texas is their home. They will always associate home with being in Lubbock, from youth sports to their time as a Red Raider has been just so special. So For me, it's just this is home. This is where our memories are, and the people here that have been a part of our lives for 15 years. You couldn't ask to live in any greater place than West Texas and Lubbock.
Yeah, I totally agree. You brought up the people here, and it's just a community. They're all built behind Texas Tech University. And I kind of want to transition that into some of your coaching hires that you've made, some of the most polarizing ones. He's going to talk about Grant McCastle a little bit. I want to bring up Joey Maguire because he signifies West Texas and what Texas Tech University is. The question I have is, what was the moment in time where you're like, Joey is our guy?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and what a great job he's done.
100%.
I mean, unbelievable. And the best thing about Joey is who you see in the media and in front of the cameras. That's who he is, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And one of the most genuine, authentic individuals that I've ever met. When was that time? We were going through the coaching search, and it doesn't matter if it was with Coach Maguire or Coach McCaslin. No two searches are ever the same, and we knew that when we made the decision to let Matt Wells go 5 games into his 3rd season, we had to find the right person, somebody that could elevate our football program quickly, somebody that our fan base would get really excited about coming and leading our program. So with Joey, as you're looking out there and you want somebody who's accomplished something at the highest levels, you want somebody who's a lead in what they do, you want somebody who, as you said, will fit with our community. Joey had not been a coordinator at the college level, but had done incredible things at Baylor, especially in the recruiting space. For me, growing up in Texas, playing Texas high school football, you just understand what that means. And the fact that Joey had won multiple state championships as a high school football coach over the years. Mac Brown, Bob Stoops, Matt Rule had tried to hire Joey Maguire because they knew how authentic of a man he was, what he could do to assemble talent and construct a roster. And so Joey was always on our radar screen, and he cold called me. And to this day, I wish I would have kept that voice message.
Yeah.
But his message was, Kirby, I could not live with myself if I did not make this call. I need to be your next head football coach at Texas Tech. And he asked for the job, right? Which right there and then of itself is a great lesson. Ask for the job. Ask for the order, right? Don't shy away from it. And so that voicemail that Joey left me, although we knew we were going to talk to him, we had interest in him, just grabbed our attention. And then we had a small committee put together. We went to Waco to meet with Joey, and right there you could just tell this is a special individual. He had a game plan as to how he was going to attack this job, why this job was special to him. And so this was on the 2nd floor of a small FBO in Waco, Texas. And when we left, we knew we wanted more of that individual. And so a couple of nights later, we went back to that same room at the Waco FBO and met again with Joey. He brought Debbie that time. And so we talked to both of them probably for 20 minutes. And I still laugh because when Debbie left that meeting so we could continue the conversation with Joey, she leaves down the stairway and she just yells as loud as she can, "Wreck 'em, get your guns up." So we knew right then and there, not only do we have Coach Joey, but we had Coach Debbie on our side. But with that being said, he's just been the right individual. And that small committee, it was myself, Cody Campbell was on that committee, Dusty Womble was on that committee. And we knew after that initial conversation with Coach Maguire that this was our guy.
And I feel like with Coach Maguire and Coach McCaslin, I feel like they're such good player coaches as well as they are tacticians as well. And especially now since 2021 with the NIL era, did that process, wanting to find a guy that can have such good relationship with his players while there's such a importance on player acquisition nowadays, was that a part of the process as well when you're hiring a guy like a Grant McCaslin or a Joey Maguire?
College athletics has changed so much, right? And when we hired Coach Maguire, you knew that he was a world-class recruiter, a relation builder. At that time, recruiting was different than it is today. But I think what you've seen on the football field today and where college athletics has evolved to, you could not have a better individual orchestrating that than Coach Maguire. You know, when you bring in so many transfers through the portal, when you're trying to get those guys all who have elite talent to come together as a team, his recruiting skills have transferred into today's age in college athletics and could not be a better leader than what he is for the game today and where it's going. With Coach McCaslin, you know, Grant is just so genuine. Grant is all in, and he builds great relationships with the guys in that locker room. You don't get seconds away from a Final Four appearance like we were last year without one, being able to assemble talent. Same thing as football. The roster for men's basketball last year was outstanding. This year, even better.
Right. Yeah.
We have our first scrimmage tonight. We're scrimmaging in Oklahoma at Midwestern in Wichita Falls. So this basketball team is going to be fun to watch. Many of the characteristics that Coach Maguire brings, Coach McCaslin has. When we went out to hire Coach McCaslin, we had a search committee put together. Again, it was Dusty Womble. Coach Maguire was on that search committee. I wanted a coach's perspective. Lawrence Odiasi was on that committee because I wanted a player's perspective. But right away, Coach Maguire, when we met Coach McCaslin, he goes, I like that man. He's got an edge to him. He's got a competitive spirit. He's got a fight. And then Lawrence was, yes, I would play for that man. So Grant is genuine. He's relational, and he's got that edge and that fight and determination to be the very best.
Yeah, one thing that sticks out when you say Grant has a fire, Houston, you know, prime example of last season, throwing the sheet into the stands. You just saw that his players rallied behind him, a huge victory they picked up there. And then when you talked about Coach Maguire bringing all this talent from external universities, they all played Power 4 level football. But in his press conference, he said it perfectly. Everybody on the outside thinks it's all about these kids are only here for one reason, but they genuinely care about each other. And I think that's a credit to Coach Maguire and his staff as well. And that's going to transition a little bit into with this new NIL era and with Cody Campbell, Dusty Womble, and some other boosters and donors, how did the meetings go when you were like, okay, this is our time to be aggressive and we should go all in now, especially in the transfer portal in all sports? Really, we talked about, with softball as well, with Nigeri Kennedy and now some of the transfer portal acquisitions there. How did those meetings really transpire? How did you know that this is the time?
Yeah, so I would say there's two things that come to my mind with that question. One is I want to recognize the alignment that we have at Texas Tech University, from the Board of Regents, in which Cody Campbell and Dusty Womble are a part of, to President Skuvanek, who's my boss, who recognizes and appreciates the role that college athletics plays within higher education. I tell my head coaches every day we could not have a better president to work for and work with than we do with President Skuvanek. And when you got the alignment with the president, the chancellor, Ted Mitchell's been awesome, and he's about to retire. Chancellor Creighton's coming in. I look forward to working with him. And then the Board of Regents. You can do great things. You've all got to be rowing together in the same direction, and that's what we have at Texas Tech. When you have leadership like Cody Campbell and Dusty Womble that will come forward and say, we have an opportunity amid chaos in college athletics. We see this chaos, but in our business, when there's chaos, there's opportunity. And let's look at this opportunity as how we can move forward. And that's what we did. And let's don't complicate it. You're only going to be as good as the coaches you have, the resources and facilities that you provide, and then the rosters that you can construct and the talent that you can bring in. So with the two sports that we've talked about, with Coach Maguire and Coach McCaslin, we've got the right men leading those programs, resources and facilities, resources to recruit, to travel in a first-class manner. We have resources with the Womble Football Center, the Womble Basketball Center, or first class, we call them resorts for these athletes and coaches to live in and work in every day. And then when you have individuals like Cody and John Sellers and Gary Peterson leading the Matador Club that allowed us to invest into these young people to build the rosters. It's a special moment in time. So, you're only as good as those around you. So it wasn't what did Kirby see. It was how did we come together in a conversation, identify that opportunity, and to a lot of credit, that was Regent Campbell and Cody saying, "Hey, we're gonna be aggressive." And what they did was they gave us the opportunity to dream about what we could assemble and about where we could go. And this journey's been fun so far.
Sir.
Yeah, and I think this journey is just getting started too. I mean, you already see our success on the football field this year, and then, like you said, basketball season's about to start. First scrimmage tonight. I think we're all so excited to see how the basketball team performs this year as well. And, speaking on the success we've already seen so far, just from all the buy-in from everybody, that's not just in athletics, like you spoke about with President Skovanek, just everyone is in the same direction. What do you think you're looking forward to the most for the future of Texas Tech?
Yeah, it's continued brand evolution, right? It's how do we continue to raise our profile? How do we become relevant in college football in the national discussion in November? So here we are going into our first game in October. Without a doubt, we're a relevant program in October. We need to have a great October so that when we get to November, Texas Tech is capturing the airways on ESPN and Fox Sports like we are today. And we want to be can't miss programming. When you turn on your TV to watch college football on a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night, or when you turn it on for Big Monday during basketball season or a Saturday during basketball, we want people in New York, we want people in Los Angeles to say, I've got to watch the Red Raiders play. Who are the Red Raiders play? I got to watch JT Toppin play today, right? I can't miss watching Jacob Rodriguez, the best linebacker in the country, play. So I look forward to us continuing to build step by step and becoming relevant on the national stage. How do you do that? You better be a relevant football program in November. And, you continue to do with basketball what we've done.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We appreciate you talking all about, Texas Tech and the job, but I kind of want to shift focus just to what do you do outside of the job when you have a little bit of free time? What are some hobbies, shows you like to watch or hang out with your family? What is those activities?
Yeah. So, what's been fun over the last few years for me, I guess there's two things. Both of my boys enjoy playing golf. It's gotten Di and my wife into the game a little bit, and I love to play it. So if we have a Sunday afternoon off, then it's always, hey, does anybody want to go to the golf course and hit the golf ball? And we've got a family competition. We keep score over the course of a full calendar year. Scrambled. Drew and Brooks, my two boys, against me and Diane. And if you want to know, we're winning right now.
Sir.
So the months are ticking. So if they want to catch us, they better get together and practice a little bit. We're lake people too. We love Possum Kingdom Lake. If there's an off weekend, that's where we're going as a family and enjoy those times and those moments together.
Sir.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap things up for our inaugural episode of the Guns Blazin Podcast. Again, a huge thank you to Kirby for coming in and talking about the future of Texas Tech athletics. It is a bright future, as we've seen so far. We have a big game this weekend as number 9 Texas Tech takes on Kansas at home for the homecoming game. Make sure y'all stay tuned to other podcasts on the Campus Live website as What's Up Lubbock, that has already came out with their first episode, and stay tuned for future podcasts for me and Lane. Again, thank you, Kirby, for joining us. We like to say wreck 'em when we close out. So as always, wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.